Police brutality was something America's black communities had complained of for years. In 1991, an incident was caught on camera that proved it was true. The brutal and unprovoked beating of a black man named Rodney King at the hands of Los Angeles police officers.
My homies, they come and they like, yo, I'm like, what's happening, player? They like, look, cops is out of control, man. We finna step to these police, man. Because they was whooping people. Rodney was just one. At that time, LAPD was snatching you out the car, cracking you in the head, you know? So that was the vibe. And my boy said, yo, we need a cop killer.
Ice-T's song, Cop Killer, was released on a heavy metal album he'd made with a group called Body Count.
I got my black shirt on, I got my black gloves on, I got my ski mask on, this shit's been too long. I got my 12-gauge sawed off, I got my headlight turned on, I'm out to bust some shots off, I'm out to dust some cops off.
It was a protest record against brutal police. It was the epitome of protest records. You know, Cop Killer is better you than me, Cop Killer, fuck police brutality. And I mean, you can't say it any better than that. Better you than me. If I'm gonna die, then I think you're gonna die. I'm not gonna just let you kill me in a brutal situation. That's what the record was about.
Cop Killer, but tonight we get it even. Yeah!
Cop Killer got very little attention at first. With its lyrics buried under abrasive guitar riffs, the album held little appeal for even the most hardcore rap fans. Although it did achieve a kind of underground cult status among heavy metal fans.
Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police!
But in April of 1992, events in LA would make Cop Killer the most notorious song in America. The acquittal of the police officers who'd beaten Rodney King sparked one of the worst race riots in history.
I'm a cop killer, fuck police brutality. Cop killer, I know your family's grieving.
As LA burned and public confidence in the police hit an all-time low, Cop Killer was singled out by the police and the press for inciting the riot.
We sung the record for a year until the cops were under siege for their injustices, and they were able to twist the whole country into believing I started the riots. Like,
Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police!
we're sitting at the house one day playing, you know, Sega. We watching TV. This is before PlayStation came out. We're playing Sega, and my boy calls me up. He's like, yo, Ice, you on TV? The president is talking about you. So we switched the channel to Channel 4, and there is Dan Quayle, the vice president, saying, and Ice-T, and we're like, oh, shit, no, it's on.
I might just say one other thing that is in the category of family values, and that is this latest rap singer, Ice-T, and this record, Cop Killer, and making money off a record that says it's okay to kill cops. I find that outrageous.
There was an election coming up in that 92-ish time, so there was a lot of activity, I think, where people were getting some political mileage out of it, out of rap music. I don't think they cared one bit about rap, but the word rapper goes a long way if you're a politician, or if you're speaking to an audience and you're trying to scare them.
The lyrics are outrageous. The lyrics like die, 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 pig, die.
Although Cop Killer was actually a rock record with no rap on it at all, it was being condemned as a dangerous example of rap music.
The fact Cop Killer was a rock record and they used it as a rap, they called it a rap record, was definitely a way they were able to rally people behind it. Because if you say a rock record came out called Cop Killer, a lot of the white people with power would say, well, I like Aerosmith. I mean, I like Fleetwood Mac. Maybe I like this song. But you say rap, that means niggas, and I don't like it.
Ice-T's record label, Time Warner, was now besieged by protesters who wanted Cop Killer dropped. Events reached a climax at the annual Time Warner shareholders meeting in June 1992 and the intervention of Charlton Heston, the star of films like The Ten Commandments and nowadays president of the National Rifle Association.
I marched in to the shareholders meeting with Charlton Heston, which was itself a thrill, to be honest. I mean, here I was with Ben-Hur and Moses all rolled into one. And when Heston stood up, it was really a reprise of Moses confronting Pharaoh. And Moses had something to say which no one wanted to hear.
I got my brain on hype. Tonight'll be your night. Die, 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 pig, die. The police. I know your family's grieving. Come. Catchy little number, isn't it?
And when Mr. Heston read the lyrics, the audience was stunned because they didn't know what was on here.
Charlton Heston I thought he was dead, first off, when he popped up out of nowhere bitching at me. Charlton Heston is nothing but a politician. You know, the cat, he rallies against me, but then at the same time he lobbies to keep a bullet called the cop killer legal because he's the spokesperson or the head or the president of the NRA. So he's got his shit twisted. But the problem with Charlton Heston is, due to the fact he's been in a couple of whack movies, people think he's Moses, and if he says something really heavy, somebody thinks fucking God spoke.
Mr. Levin says, well, that's just fantasy. He never murdered a police officer. Jews and homosexuals are also often attacked, though perhaps not as often as police officers. I wonder what Mr. Levin would say if that song I just read quotes from were titled Fag Killer, or if the lyrics went die, 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 kite, die. Would Time Warner still sell it?
It's, you know, it's inherently racist because you have motion pictures with huge stars, white stars, that kill, shoot, and maim dozens of people. Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mel Gibson, go down the list, with sound as well as picture. And with just the sound from records, they want to turn this thing into, you know, the same corporation, Time Warner, who have bad guys killing cops and doing this and saying whatever, but when it's the voice of young black angry youth, it became this whole nightmare.
After Charlton Heston's intervention, sales of Cop Killer tripled. But within weeks, Ice-T voluntarily withdrew the record and left Time Warner.
There was a point in time where it was just out of control. The president was after me. They were talking about charging me with sedition. You know what sedition is? That's treason. It's punishable by death. So I'm like, yo, I'm not finna die over no fucking record, man. But fuck them.
Having left Time Warner, Ice-T released his next album on his own independent label. It was as hardcore as ever.
Brothers is quick to hook a fist to your right jaw. Girls, come on, girls, come on, girls, come on, get your clothes off in the fun.
Rap music was now so synonymous with controversy that its audience expected it to produce words and images that outraged mainstream America.
Jump in my boat, hit the switch and lay the ad.
When you do pop music, you attempt to be popular. You sing what the American people or the world people want to hear. Go to school, do your homework. Okay, whenever you say, fuck that, you rockin' it. You rock.
Now it's mine, and you're blind. Pop, 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 pop goes the 9.
Rock is an attitude. Rock is, yo, I don't feel like doing what you want me to do. Rock is punk. Rock is So hip-hop is really the reinvention of rock.